Hello everyone, this is Searching for Players. I'm David, Player One, and welcome to a brand new episode of Loot Drop. I'm super excited today. We are back to unbox video games again. This time, as you can't tell by this ginormous box, we are unboxing the Collector's Edition of Tekken 7. Super excited for this one. Let's just start. Let's talk about the box real quick. Love this image on the front. But I actually really like the artwork on the sides of the box. Super dramatic and moody. Some pretty cool looking images of Heihachi and Kazuya on the box. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what good stuff we have on the inside. So let's pop this open. All right. And the first thing you see when you open the box is the game along with the steelbook case. So let's start there and let's see what we got. Let's start with the steelbook. As always, if you've watched any of these videos before, you know I am a huge fan of steelbooks. Just nicer quality, and as always, the artwork is really nice. This one has a really nice and clean image on it. It's simple, but I really like it. It's black and white except for the the little red explosions from where they're hitting each other. It's just Heihachi and Kazuya, similar to the outside of the box itself. Really clean, really like that. The inside, it's just a shiny red, no fancy artwork on the inside, but it still looks really nice. And they keep the soundtrack was included inside the steelbook. It says the official game soundtrack. It doesn't tell you how many tracks are on here. I'll have to take a listen and see. And determine how many tracks are on there. But it's a great way to store the soundtrack. I wish it did come with its own little case, but there are two disc holders inside the steelbook, so you can just leave the soundtrack in here, and of course you'll slip the game in the other side. So let us check out the game itself. The Collector's Edition comes with the Day 1 edition of the game. That includes a digital download code for Tekken 6, and it also includes Eliza, bonus DLC character. So all of that is included in the Day 1 edition, which the Day 1 edition, I believe, if you had bought just the game itself at launch, like you pre-ordered it, this is the version you would be getting. And this is the Xbox version, which, like I said, includes the digital download code for Tekken 6 because it's backwards compatible on Xbox One. I believe if you got the PS4 version, it comes with some sort of bonus costumes for a few characters that are unique to the PlayStation version. So depending on which version you got a different bonus. But I believe both versions included the download for Eliza. All right, so we've covered the soundtrack. And we've looked at the steelbook and the game. So now, the main event, the reason this box is so large. Okay, there we go. So, just word to the wise, if you get this, there's a lot of tape around the edges here. You're going to have to cut through all of it just to get it open. But here we go. So, of course, you can see it is Heihachi throwing down with his own son, Kazuya. From the base, it looks like they're supposed to be fighting in the volcano, which, if you know anything about the Tekken lore, of course, Heihachi threw Kazuya into a volcano when he was a boy. It's a long story. But it looks like the detail on this statue is actually pretty nice. It's not super heavy. The faces look good. That's always a big thing to check for on statues. And the pose is actually really pretty cool. I thought there would have to be a separate stand to hold Kazuya, who's kicking at Heihachi, up. But it seems like it's solid enough that it just holds on its own. And like I said, the detail on the clothing looks good. The details on their skin looks good. They look like they do in the video game. I'm impressed. I wasn't sure what the quality on this one was going to be. Like I said, it's not super heavy, but it's actually a pretty good quality plastic. All right, so there you go. You have the statue, you have the steelbook with the soundtrack, and of course the game itself, along with its bonus DLC. So now we come to our favorite part, the was it all worth it section, where we determine financially if purchasing this was worth it. So first off, the entire thing is priced at $149 or $150 for this collector's edition. Now, as always, I pre-order my stuff through Amazon Prime, which gets me that extra 20% off. Super nice. And as always, no, I am not sponsored by Prime. You can also do the same thing through the Best Buy Gamers Club. They give you 20% off. So anyways, I wound up paying $120 for this entire thing. And so then, of course, the first thing we'll do is subtract the price of the game if we had just bought the game itself. Again, normally a game would cost $60, but if I would have gotten it through Prime, so it would have been $46. So the first thing we do is subtract our $46 price of the game from the $120. And now we're sitting at $74. So then next, let's factor in the soundtrack. So the soundtrack is a physical disc, which is nice. It's not just a digital download. And I checked, it is 10 tracks, so that's not too bad. That's better than sometimes like that 4 or 5 sampler disc you might get. So I would say the soundtrack, I'd probably put it down at $10. That's $1 a track. It's about what you pay on iTunes. So then we subtract $10. Now we're down to $64. I'm not going to count the digital, like the Tekken 6 and the bonus character, because you would have gotten those if you just bought the game normally. So basically now it boils down to whether or not this statue is worth $64. And I would say yes. Yes, it is. The quality was good. The design is nice. It's a cool piece. It's pretty unique. And of course, if you're a fan of Tekken, you're going to like it, which I am. So, I mean, I would say this statue is anywhere from like maybe $80, maybe to $100, depending on your taste. But that more than covers the $64 we have left. So yes, I would say that overall this was worth it, especially if you're a Tekken fan. I could see maybe if you're not a Tekken fan. The one thing I would say is there is a season pass for Tekken 7. It would have been nice if that had been included in this set, but that probably would have bumped the price up at least a little bit. It's not an expensive season pass. I've seen them. I think it's $25 online. I like it when the collector's editions include a season pass. It's the only way I would say this could have gotten any better. That should about do it for us for today. Go on, get out of here. I got to go play some Tekken 7. I'm going to go install it right now. And of course, we will see you the next time some cool loot drops. Bye.